This is Decoded, AI for Everyone, the podcast that makes sense of artificial intelligence. Not just in your pocket, but in your world. If AI learns from us and we're biased, can an algorithm ever be fair? It's a confronting thought, because every decision an AI makes, who gets the job interview, what news you see, even which face it recognizes, comes from the data we've given it. And that data comes from us. So if human bias is baked into the system, can we ever truly trust AI to be objective? Let's decode bias, how it sneaks into AI systems, and what we can do to build fairness, not by accident, but by design.
Season 2 of Decoded, AI for Everyone, is powered by Stratagen AI, where research meets execution.
This season, we're unpacking the bigger systems, governance, bias, climate, and leadership, and how they define the future of AI. Last episode, we explored governance, the guardrails that keep AI accountable. Today, we look at bias, the invisible fingerprints of humanity that shape every dataset, every algorithm, and every outcome. Let's start with something we've all experienced, AI that gets it wrong. In 2018, an international airline launched a facial recognition check-in system. It worked flawlessly, except on darker skin tones, where accuracy dropped dramatically. In another case, a major retailer discovered its AI recruiting tool favored male applicants, simply because it was trained on 10 years of past hiring data, which reflected a male-dominated workforce. And then there's your own social feed. Ever noticed how it keeps showing you what you already agree with? That's bias too, just packaged as personalization. Bias isn't an AI bug, it's a human mirror. AI doesn't invent discrimination or stereotypes, it learns them from us. So if AI learns from human data, the real question becomes, how do we teach it fairness? To understand bias in AI, we have to look at where it hides. First, historical bias. Data reflects history, and history reflects inequality. If we train an algorithm on that data, it learns the same patterns. Who gets hired? Who gets loans? Who gets stopped by police? Second, design bias. When the team building an AI system isn't diverse, blind spots creeping. What looks normal to the builders becomes truth to the model. And third, context bias. An AI trained in one country might misfire in another because the social norms, language cues, or cultural signals are completely different. Researchers like Joy Buolamwini at the MIT Media Lab famously exposed these flaws, showing how facial recognition systems misidentified women and people of color at alarming rates. That research forced the world's biggest tech companies to pause, reflect, and rework their algorithms. In industry, companies are now developing bias auditing frameworks, systems that stress test AI for fairness before it goes live. And in academia, institutions like the Monash Data Futures Institute and CSIRO's Data 61 are creating the methodologies that underpin those audits. This is bias recognition at scale, the shift from we didn't know to we're measuring and managing it. Bias auditing sounds technical, but at its core, it's about accountability. Auditing is how we measure if an AI system performs fairly across groups, gender, age, ethnicity, region. It's the AI equivalent of a safety inspection. Across industry, the frameworks are evolving fast. NIST's AI risk management framework in the US, the OECD's AI principles globally, and right here in Australia, the AI ethics principles being refined alongside the new Privacy Act. But frameworks only work if they're applied. That's where a new generation of roles is emerging. AI auditors, ethics officers, bias engineers, people who blend data science with social awareness to test how AI behaves in the wild. At Stratagen AI, this is where research meets execution, turning academic fairness models into practical auditing strategies organizations can actually use. Because in the end, bias isn't solved in theory, it's solved in practice. For most of us, bias feels invisible. But every time AI gives you a result, a product, a recommendation, a decision, you're seeing bias at work. The question isn't whether bias exists, it's whether it's being recognized and managed. So what can you do? Ask who trained it. Behind every AI system is a dataset. Who built it? Where did the data come from? Ask what it was trained on. Does that dataset represent the diversity of the people it affects? Ask how it corrects bias. Does it have a mechanism to test its own fairness? And if you use AI tools yourself, whether for work, content creation, or analysis, diversify what you feed them. Include new perspectives, languages, and contexts. Bias doesn't vanish when ignored. It only disappears when confronted. So that's bias, the invisible fingerprint of humanity on every AI system. We've seen how it shows up in our daily lives, how it stems from history and design, and how industry and academia are finally developing tools to audit it. The truth is, bias will never fully go away. But that's not failure, that's reality. Because fairness isn't automatic, it's intentional. And the more we understand bias, the more power we have to design AI that includes rather than excludes. This is what building responsible AI looks like. Next time on Decoded, we step into a world where seeing is no longer believing, exploring the truth of synthetic media. We'll look at how deepfakes, generative content, and AI-created misinformation are testing the boundaries of truth, and the emerging tools and frameworks designed to verify what's real. And then, we'll tackle one of our planet's biggest challenges: how AI is helping us predict weather patterns and reimagine sustainability.
Season 2 of Decoded AI for Everyone is powered by Stratogen AI, where research meets execution.
For more frameworks, prompt templates, and AI platform comparisons, visit promptengineeringcookbook.com. This has been Decoded, AI for Everyone. I'm Joel Leslie. Stay aware, stay intentional, stay human.